so dirty. Our video today, and I thank all of you for subscribing, is going to be about how to know if you have a bad brake hose. And most of you may or may not know this, but any Mercedes that's 20 or 30 years old might suffer from blocked brake hoses, particularly in the rear, because the rear brakes get less use and less service. Now, what happens with nylon brake hoses is that they swell shut from the inside, and then you get all sorts of weird problems, like your brakes locking up and overheating, or the brakes being sticky, or the brakes not being as responsive as you'd expect them to. So what do you do, and how do you know you have a blocked brake hose? Well, the best place to start is if you suspect brakes dragging, you'll notice that the car actually stops itself at a stoplight. You'll also notice the smell, nasty, burning, hot, stinky smell coming from the wheels. But the best test to do to identify which wheel it is that has a dragging caliper is to use the water test. What is the water test? Well, it's when you get a spray bottle of water and you take the hubcap off, and then you start feeling the wheels by hand, and you feel each wheel to see which one is the hottest. If you feel a wheel that's just almost too hot to put your hand on, or warmer than the rest, spray it with water, especially the brake rotor area, and see if you get some steam or some heat. This could be a good indication that you have a bad brake hose, or possibly a bad caliper, or in rare cases a bad master cylinder. Now, if your car's been sitting a long time and it hasn't had the brake fluid flushed, go ahead and flush the brake fluid. Using a pressure bleeder, which you can get from Motion Products for $50 and makes brake service very easy, you will observe through the bleed screw of the caliper a drip or a stream of fluid when the reservoir is pressurized. If you do not get this stream or this drip even under a pressurized reservoir, your brake hose is probably blocked. Your brake hoses are almost always going to be located near the back axle. On the rear, Mercedes always calls for a 14 millimeter on the hose and an 11 millimeter on the metal line. Be careful of the metal lines. Use line wrenches so you don't strip them. About half the time, replacement of the brake hose will actually solve an issue with a bad brake caliper. So, if you have any more questions like these about how to service your brakes, what certain symptoms of the brakes mean, or what can go wrong with your braking system, don't hesitate to ask us. Keep subscribing to our page for more great videos, and we hope you enjoy driving your Mercedes.